shut down or access blocked? Also, how would you shut down a domain registered and hosted outside the country? That is in regard to the Communications Authority saying that, you know, those sites that spoof out fake news will be shut down and their sites will be blocked too. Hilary Okech, you're saying it's up to Kenyans to act accordingly. If you see anyone promoting violence, hatred and the like, report it to the Communications Authority. Is the Communications Authority the people to report to? And even as we have that conversation on who to report to, are we saying that people actually know what they're doing on social media, but still go ahead and do it because, you know they can still bypass whatever, gatekeeping methods that have been put in place, like using a VPN to still put out your information?
My take would be, first of all, we need to view this as an opportunity. We talk of gatekeeping, that's all right, because the world is a global community. But that notwithstanding, if we view it as an opportunity, then we won't stifle innovation, and then all stakeholders brought together. And there I talk of National Cohesion and Integration Commission, talk of the prosecution, judiciary, talk of the law enforcement, can now look at this thing holistically and say, fine, these are the challenges that it's presenting, now let's deal with them. And to me, I believe that the truth, if it comes out, mostly from key stakeholders like IBC, they keep on bringing out the truth and not, it will sanitize some of these things. Yes, in the extreme scenario, you can do the gatekeeping, but one thing, it will never counterproductive effect. So the best way to manage it is to admit, yes, this is a challenge, and with this challenge, now we can look at our laws, policies, and come up with something that moves us together. So that 5 years from now, we say, yes, we did this the right way.
All right, Rafa, I would like to hear from you. A lot of young people today think that they know what kind of information they're looking for online, and therefore you do not need to tell them what to read and what not to read. In fact, some people find fake news exciting to read. When you read a bold headline, you're like, wow, this is exciting. And so, it makes their blood boil. But should they go ahead and do it and share before they even read whether or not it's factual?
Yeah, first of all, I think social media has become that space where people are able to access information, and especially young people. Because of speed, they are fast than the usual, traditional media, because you'll find that social media spaces are not necessarily neutral. They are truthful. Sometimes media want to be neutral and objective. So you'll find you get the kind of news that you want on social media. And so young people tend to go there. And then that brings about the issue of fake news, because how do you make sure that you do not consume that which is fake news, but also you do not disseminate or rather share out? And that's why, you look at the percentage of people who sort of propagate or disseminate fake news. It's a small percentage. It could just be 10%. And some people even do it innocently. The problem comes in with the 90% that do nothing. They just sit there and this is fake news, but you don't use, counter that with the correct narrative. So the 90% of people who know the truth need to be more active to counter the 10% that are spreading fake news. But most importantly, people need to authenticate sources of whatever news they are sharing.
Authenticate the sources. And as we wind up, Google Trends actually puts out this information here. If you can take a look at the screen over here, they say among the most searched at the moment as we near election is the IEBC, that is in top place, Uhuru Kenyatta in second place, Raila Odinga in third place, William Ruto in fourth place, and Ruto Home Attack in fifth place. And now those are just about the top trends on Google. But as we think about just about how much of responsibility or responsible message sharing we have online, we also need to have in mind whoever it is we are sharing this information with, because at the end of the day, social media is not just in a country, it's around the world. So the more fake news you share, it has a negative impact on the rest of the country. My name is Joy Doreen Bira. Thank you all for watching. And gentlemen, thank you for coming. I don't know if you're youthful people, because you came here today dressed like some serious gentlemen.
No, I was attending a dinner.